Welcome back to the in.pencil podcast. I'm Adam.
And I'm Jessica. And today we are talking about so many things. The Houston Astros win the World Series. Is this a legitimate win? Or do we consider this still a problem due to the fact of their cheating scandal in 2017? Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers lose to the Detroit Lions. Is it time to bench him? The LA Lakers, is this a rebuilding season or can they win the championship?
No, we talked about this. We're not doing this. No.
Someday. Sorry.
No,
sorry
we're not sporting.
Sorry.
We're not doing. No.
No.
It's not just a no. It's a I will cancel the fucking podcast. No.
Cool. Did that not? I don't know if you've ever listened to like a sports talk
It was
radio.
pretty accurate. Yeah.
I actually knew some of that stuff. Like I understood a little bit about what I'm talking about. A little. I don't know NBA that well.
It was like some ESPN gibberish going on.
Yeah.
It's like I followed 5 words of that, I think.
Good.
Something about scandal and football, and that was pretty much all I got.
Sports ball.
Yeah, that was all I got of it.
But seriously, today we are talking about some important stuff not related to sports. Okay, it's not really important because in the grand scheme of things, what is important? We're not going to get into those questions of existence that we did in the first year. Man, like half of our podcast in the first year. I was thinking about
we need to go back to some of that too. We've been doing a lot of pop culture stuff recently, and we need to go back to some of the sort of more philosophical, psychological analysis, all the stuff we used to. It's just that takes a lot of thought. And thought is harder now.
It was a different time when it was the middle of the pandemic. It was 2020. We weren't sure what the world was doing. We weren't sure what we were doing, and we got very philosophical. And now pop culture is back, and so we went that direction because we didn't want to have to think about it much more. I think, but we should go philosophy sometime.
We do. We need to get back into sort of the hard topics that we were discussing before.
Yes, like granite versus marble.
I actually have a friend who's a geologist who could probably help us answer that question. Yeah.
That is weird. I don't have any geologist friends.
Yeah, I have a lot of weird acquaintances and people. I say friend, it's a friend of a friend.
Mm-hmm.
A wife of a friend, more or less. But hang on one second.
You're married to this person?
No, I am not. Not at all. Hang on one second. I am going to mute myself while I burp.
So while Adam is away for 15 seconds, pause for station identification. This is WL Burp RN.
Anyway, so what are we talking about? Let's talk about what we talked about last night.
Yes, so last night we recorded a video on Eminem that was very detailed and very long. I haven't checked it out. You did it's on YouTube now, right?
Yeah, it's up. It's up.
Oh, cool, because I haven't been on YouTube today. So yeah, it's on YouTube if you want to go check it out. It's on ranking Eminem albums, and not just the albums you think we're ranking, also other albums that you wouldn't expect necessarily, unless you're a true diehard Eminem fan. And then you're like, oh yeah, why didn't you rank this album? And if the answer is the greatest hits, Adam covered that.
I don't know. I feel so generic and cliche being a white kid from middle of the country whose favorite rapper is Eminem, which is the most obvious choice for a white kid from the country's favorite rapper to be.
How dare you? You stereotype.
Well, in all fairness, I don't really consider Eminem to be like my favorite rapper. I think, all right, so I think
mine's
I need to
Macklemore.
The podcast is canceled. Anyway, I think I need to clarify this for myself.
It was too good.
And for the rest of the world, just so I can clear my head about this, and just so I can just sort of evaluate my my decision making and who I pick for top's favorite. Anyway, I'm getting to a point here. The point is, um,
You're
I
basic.
think I am basic, but that's not the exact point I was getting to. I think my favorite overall rapper, like my favorite rapper to listen to, who I feel like has the most consistent discography that I really enjoy, is John Rubin. Um, I
A
would put
white
John
kid from
Rubin.
middle America.
Yeah, well, a white who grew up in church camp and youth group. No, but yeah, I
Mine's
guess.
Toby Mac.
So that
Sorry.
doesn't that
It's not true.
that removes no basic qualifications for me whatsoever, but it does put me in a different type of basic. So, um,
Yes,
but
not a wild type.
yeah, but um, if I think about the rappers who I think should qualify for the best of all time objectively based on skill, subject matter, cultural impact, the expansion of the reach of hip hop globally. Eminem is number one, followed very closely, almost equivalently by Tupac. And then from there, the list can kind of shift around a little bit. You got
Yeah, it
Nas,
goes
Jay Z, Black Thought,
Macklemore number three.
Outkast. Macklemore's like
Uh,
935 on the list. Um,
who's 934?
uh, um, Takashi 69.
And 936 is the woman from Blondie who rapped at that one verse.
Yeah.
This shows we're products of the 90s. I don't really know Blondie that well. Sorry. Um,
I don't either.
I could even be, this could be the wrong band, but if it is the
It
right
was
band,
Blondie. It was
oh,
Blondie.
was cool.
Yep. You got that
Did you
right.
know? I heard about this that what's his name? Beastie Boys, not Beastie Boys. Beach Boys, same difference. Who's
Not,
the
but yes. What
Who's the guy
about
from Beach Boys who wrote all the
Brian
songs?
Wilson?
Thank you, Brian Wilson. He apparently created a rap album that never got released. Is that
Did
true? Have
he?
you heard? I heard about
I've
this.
never heard of that.
I heard about this on TikTok, and I was like, "Is this real? Did he
That
really
can't be
create
real.
it?"
That's got to be bullshit.
I don't think it is, though. I think he might have actually
That
worked on one, whether it was tongue in cheek or if it was realistic. I don't know, but he might have worked on at least a rap song.
Well, okay. My
I haven't
first
looked it up.
instinct is to say that's bullshit, but when I go back and think about all the crazy stuff that people have done with rap music, I think about Stephen Curtis Chapman and Toby Mac having a rap song. And do you remember that?
No, but I do love how you've gone so niche.
Yeah,
Like Christian music, people in Christian music scene, grew up listening to Christian
yeah,
music, and they think it's the biggest thing in the world, and it's such a niche group, and they like have the egos of Kanye,
yeah.
uh, and the actual reach of
What?
Kanye's good thoughts.
Yeah. Anyway, you're deviating from my point. My point is that if
Stephen Curtis Chapman raps.
has a rap song, then Brian Wilson having a rap album isn't that far fetched in the scope of possibility.
I did not know this about Stephen Curtis Chapman, and let me guess. I'm going to guess the year. Was it 1992?
Something like that. I don't know exactly, but something like that. Yeah, it was around the same time as the two early DC Talk albums.
Pre 1992.
I can't remember the first two. They're really bad ones that nobody wants
DC
to talk
Talk
about.
is the first one. What was the second one? Oh no, what was the second one?
Not
New
Free at
Thing.
Last. Yeah, New Thing.
New
Free at
Thing.
Last was the third one. Yeah.
Free at Last is what blew them up, like
Right.
made them, and is I consider Supernatural their best album. It's my favorite of theirs. Everybody goes with Jesus Freak, and Jesus Freak is a nice, solid album, except for the song Jesus Freak just does not fit with that album.
I like Jesus Freak. It's fine. It's fine.
One problem I have with Jesus Freak.
The song or the album?
The song. People say I'm strange. Does it make me a stranger? that shouldn't have a definite article. That shouldn't be a noun. It should be, does it make me stranger that my best friend was born in a manger? This makes no sense. You made a line make no sense by making it a noun by putting in indefinite. I said definite, I meant indefinite. An indefinite article in front of it to create the line. People say I'm strange. Does it make me a stranger that my best friend was born in a manger? That is a non sequitur.
Okay, I'm
That
sure at some point
line
we can do a
makes no
podcast
sense.
about grammatical errors and lyricism, but now is not the time. We're talking
Oh,
about Eminem in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right now.
oh, we were, yeah.
we,
Whoops.
we, we went way off the. We keep doing that, and it's fine, I guess. It's just whatever. Um, Eminem was officially inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last night. Uh, there are like really amateur clips right now on YouTube where Steven Tyler showed up to do "Sing for the Moment" with him,
Oh,
and Ed Sheeran of all people showed up to do "Stan" with him. Um, and then he did a few other like songs, and I think he did like the Forever verse or whatever. But the speech, I watched clips of the speech, and in the speech, in alphabetical order, he listed. It took him like 10 minutes. He listed like every single rapper that had an influence on him as a kid, all the way from Two Live Crew, all the way down to I don't even know who would have been in the Z's or the Y, the X, probably Exhibit, and then I don't know who would have the Y, but all the way down. He got Big Pun in there. He got Hello Cool J, but he spent like half his speech like literally just thanking all the rappers
wow.
that came before him, which was really awesome to see because for him it didn't seem like it was a very like egoic or like this is what I did kind of thing. It's like this is what made me who I am kind of thing. So it was really cool. I'm hoping
If
to
he
stick
turned,
at the whole full performance later on. So
if he would have turned him into verses and rapped it, it would have only taken him 2 minutes,
that's true, and he
maybe
did
50
stutter a bit.
seconds.
So he is 50. So whatever. Um,
He's also being nominated into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That he's probably just like a little like emotional from that. Like
yeah.
I'm sure at 25, when he came out with "My Name Is," he thought one day I'm going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because that's the direction that someone who's singing this song is
Right,
going to go to.
right. Which is it just amplifies his significance, I think.
Yeah,
But um, yeah,
yeah,
it was awesome. So
yeah. I mean, you got to think like the Super Bowl halftime show, all the people involved, and you just look at all these great people of rap over the years. And Eminem is like, oh yeah, he's done so much that he's right there in the center and he belongs there with all these
yeah,
other great rappers.
yeah,
And he's actually eclipsed them in a lot of ways. But he recognizes where he comes from. That's really cool to know. Like he's not
yeah.
thinking he is God.
A rap god, rap god.
Yeah. I was gonna come up with a pun, but I don't. I don't
A
have
big
one.
pun or a little pun?
Oh my goodness. This exhibit has gone on too long.
Oh man, I don't have any
So
other metaphors right now. Anyway, so
that's what Meta's for. The Facebook own group. Meta Meta's for. Anyway, so I looked up the rap song of Stephen Curtis Chapman, and holy cow, is it so obvious? It was released in 1992. Go
yeah,
me. Um, or at least the album was. I don't know if the song came out in 91 or
I can't
whatnot.
remember what it was called. Something.
Got
No,
to
got
be
to be true.
true.
That's it. Yeah. I knew it.
Let,
It was there.
let's spell this because you know how it's spelled, right?
Yeah.
GOT as you
Yep.
expect, TO as you expect, B just the letter B, and then TRU.
Yeah.
Got to be true.
You care to share any lyrics from the?
Oh, do you want lyrics? I've never heard this song before, so
Really?
um well, normally at this point you'd hear me singing and I'd be doing that cue stick guitar thing. So by now you're probably wondering what's going on because this is really starting to sound like one of those rap songs. So let me tell y'all what the boys up to. Yeah, see, I like rap music. And
Yep,
the
that's enough. That's
beatbox group. Oh my goodness, this is
you
just
won't hear
getting.
that on a Rapzilla playlist. That's for sure.
Maybe you
um,
will
it's not
on
Lecrae.
Rapzilla's top 10 worst raps ideas of all time.
It's pretty bad. Uh,
Oh,
yeah. So
they let this. So this was a decision,
yeah, there's some
and
music producer and some like
yeah,
executive at like what was it, like Essential Records or Word or
yeah.
something like that that sat down and said, "Yeah, this will work."
Somebody wrote this. I'm not sure if Stephen Curtis Chapman wrote it. Maybe he did. Maybe he
I
didn't.
bet Toby Mac wrote it.
Nah, it sounds like something Toby Mac would write. So someone wrote this and said, "Yeah, this is good." Someone sang this and said, "Yeah, that's good." We know who sang it.
Hmm.
Sang. Someone produced it. Someone did the music with it. Someone mixed it. Like there are a lot of people before this even gets to hearing executives going, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are to blame for this and should all be punished accordingly.
And you need to keep in mind the way that music was made back then. This wasn't like you hop into Pro Tools, you put down a beat, you record it, and then you send it off to get mixed and mastered and then released. This was, you had to record it on like a tape on a reel, mix it with like manually. Like there was a lot of work that was put into this.
Yeah, this had to be professionally done. They had like giant like things or 8 tracks or 4 tracks. They probably didn't have 4 tracks at that time. They didn't need 4 tracks anymore. That's more of a
Yeah.
60s thing.
Yeah.
But for the professional stuff at least. The underground stuff still like use 4 tracks and all that. But
Yeah.
they went they spent time, money, probably lots of money to make this
Yeah.
and market this.
Yeah.
And no one said this is a bad idea.
No one was like,
You're
it doesn't
probably
really
gonna regret
fit.
this. That is what killed hip hop in the Christian music scene,
Do you
maybe.
think so? Really?
Yeah. No, that was it. We didn't know.
Because
It took you.
I can honestly listen to this song probably I can probably handle this song a few more times than I can handle either of the first two DC Talk albums. So
You know, hey, Walls is not bad.
Walls, I don't remember
The
Walls.
song Walls, we're
I don't
tearing down
remember.
walls. I love rap music is great if you do not take it seriously, and I don't know if they did. I
Hmm.
can't tell if early DC Talk took themselves seriously.
Hmm.
You think they didn't, but I kind of suspect they did. Because I've never listened to DC Talk and thought they didn't take themselves seriously.
Oh, you know who else? I just thought about this since we said that because I was thinking. All right, I'm gonna connect the dots in my head here real quick for you. So I was thinking early DC Talk sounds a lot like early Fresh Prince or early Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, right? And
That's
then
true.
I remembered Eminem's speech from last night. You know who he thanked in the list of people that he thanked, in the list of rappers he thanked? DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Hmm,
Isn't that strange?
that is.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, but maybe not. They were innovators in a lot of
They
ways.
were. But given, Eminem's history with Will Smith, the fact that, you know,
I don't even
it's
know.
it's cool.
Yeah, I don't think they. I mean, they beefed at one time, quote unquote. I don't even know if it was a real beef.
Just a few like little
Yeah, it was a jabs,
subtle jabs. Yeah.
but I mean, it's one of those things where like you do this, but they're not like I doubt they're crossing paths often. So it's not like they're in the game together to be able to build up that.
Well, so early in Eminem's career, I mean, I know this. Early
I
in
mean,
Eminem's
also maybe he was afraid of Will Smith at this point.
No, let me tell you. Early in
It's like that
Eminem's
dude would just
career,
slap a guy in front
can I
of
tell the
everyone.
fucking story?
No, no, I'm not gonna let you tell the story because screw the story. Okay, I'm gonna
Early in
let you tell.
Eminem's career, at some point, Will Smith and Eminem were in the studio together, or somewhere together. I don't know if it was in the studio or what, but somehow they found themselves in somewhere together. And Will Smith said to Eminem, "You're either going to be the biggest flop in hip hop, or you're going to be the biggest thing that ever happened in hip hop." That's what Will Smith said to Eminem. Turns out it was true. And I think the little jabs in the Slim Shady and in the Mr. Nice Guy later on, I think it was just, you know,
It,
just nothing, a whole lot of nothing made out to be something.
yeah, I mean, Will Smith just said, if you don't know what we're talking about, so Will Smith won a MTV Music Award. I don't know if they're still around as soon. I don't know.
Yeah, they're still around
The
somehow.
VMAs. Was it
Yeah,
VMAs? Yeah,
yeah,
VMAs.
VMAs.
Used to be the coolest thing in the world for a short period of time. It and TRL rose and died together, I think.
Yeah,
Just MTV. But he said, I don't have to custom my records and I still get and y'all still
and I
give me
still winning
awards.
award for best rap, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
this just saying like he doesn't have to do what hip hop has done in order to win. He can do it his way. Is what it kind of was like. And then
yeah.
Eminem says Will Smith doesn't have to custom his rappers to sell custom his songs to sell records, but I do. So F
Fuck
him and
him.
F you too.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's in the real
that
Slim
was the
Shady.
jab. Yeah. So
Right.
it kind of felt weird, and it was like I think they wanted to make a bigger deal out of it than Eminem was actually making out of it when he did that line.
Well, yeah, because the whole real Slim Shady song is just like poking fun at basically everyone who was popular at the time.
Yeah.
Pamela Lee and Tommy Lee or Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee, and then Tom Green. Remember Tom Green?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just a stupid song. I mean,
Yeah.
it's irreverent or
Yeah.
irrelevant. Irreverent, is that right?
Irrelevant.
Irreverent. And it just is a song that exists. And I think they wanted this beef, they being music journalists or whatever
Yeah.
VJs or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Remember what they called them? VJs? Yeah, because they had
Yeah.
that, do you want to be a VJ or something? They had their own little thing. VJ meant video journalist, I think.
Video jockey. Like it's like a
Video
DJ,
jockey, that's right.
Video jockey.
Yeah. Oh man, MTV was so full of itself.
Very much so.
I mean,
anyway,
it was, yeah. But
and then a few years later, Will Smith came out with a song called "Mr. Nice Guy," where he was like, "Oh, I was dissed by Eminem, but did it bother me? No, I just made another 100 mil and walked right past E or something like that, right?" He's like, "I'm a nice guy. Why are y'all harassing me?" It's a pretty funny song, but
yeah, I
that
mean,
was pretty much the end of it. But there's like
yeah.
really hour-long videos on YouTube, like analyzing the Will Smith Eminem beef.
The 2 line, the 3 line, a single line in an award show, like 2 lines in Eminem song, and apparently 2 lines in a Will Smith song, and that's the beef.
Yeah.
This is like the woman from the 80s commercial from Wendy's. Where's the beef? Bringing it back to the 1980s, because all our listeners are well versed in 1980s music. I mean, 1980s commercials. Christian music from the early 90s and Eminem.
We've gone all over the place in the first half hour of this episode of the podcast.
Yeah. So,
musically. So,
yeah. There are other things that have happened in music we're not going to talk about today, maybe in a future time. So, sorry if you were waiting on us to talk about all the things in music you care about, because we don't know them all, unless they are Stephen Curtis Chapman rap songs, and we will be on that.
You know what? I feel like us going back and pulling out obscure references and facts from like things that people have long forgotten about or never knew about is a good use of our time. I feel like that's okay.
That we are the obscure rap podcast.
Not just obscure rap, obscure music that people used to care about but no longer care about podcasts. We can talk about the Bare Naked Ladies rap song if you wanted to.
What is the Bare Naked Ladies rap song?
1 week.
That is not a rap song.
It basically is.
I don't think that's rap. I think that's a different type of.
What do you call it?
What is it called? It has a name, but I don't believe that's rap. I don't believe they were trying to rap in a way.
It's fast and it rhymes. And it's
yeah, but that doesn't make rap. Like that comes from a lot of different things. Like Americana music or bluegrass music has fast rhyming.
Yeah, but I mean, musical influences always cross over. The thing with Blondie was like right? Like Blondie's
That
not a
was trying
rapper.
to be a rap. You could tell because of how they did the beat.
Uh,
I guess maybe 1 week is a rap song. I wouldn't consider it a rap song.
I consider it like one of those early, um, like cross
Rap.
influence songs.
It's that
Like
song
it
made
was
Limp Bizkit.
no, because Limp Bizkit was way different, but it was rap and rock. But it was a different version of rap and rock.
Yeah.
Very bad version of rap. We used to like Limp Bizkit. I don't know if you
Oh
did.
my
I
goodness.
did.
I liked them. I'm gonna be honest. Here's my bad music take for a long time. Don't know. I haven't paid. I don't know if I still have the stake. I like their version of Behind Blue Eyes. It
I
was
do
actually
too. I
it was
actually
my
do.
favorite version, except for we might have talked about this before. Have we talked about this before?
I don't think so.
Okay. If we haven't, if we have, sorry, I'm talking about it again. But
Whatever.
I feel like I've talked to someone about this, but I liked their version and actually preferred it for a while, except for the part where they have like the speak a spell or whatever that thing that's typing out their name in the song where it goes Limp.
Oh yeah.
That part's dumb. Uh, let's just face it, that was a bad
I forgot all
idea.
about that part.
Yeah, that was a bad idea, but I really liked their version of it. It's not my favorite now, but for a long time, I really liked it. And I mean, I think it's still good if you
I always
cut out that
liked their
section.
version of the Mission Impossible theme. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
The
Does Mission Impossible have lyrics?
no, but they did a song. It's on their Chocolate Starfish album. But it's also on like one of the Mission Impossible soundtracks. It was a theme song for the Mission Impossible, and I can't remember what it was called. But yes, they did a Mission Impossible theme song. Um,
Ooh, wait, which album was this? Hold on.
Chocolate Starfish.
No, not that album. What the other album they did?
Significant Other.
Yes,
$2 bill,
Significant
yeah.
Other. Yeah, see, we know there are more uh albums that they created, but are there really? Um,
Their
let's
latest
say,
album was pretty good. When they came out last year, it was pretty good.
oh, the one that they're suck or whatever. What does it say? What's the name of that album?
Uh, what was it called?
We could just look this up. We're just
We
gonna
could. I
be,
mean, we're just rambling at this point. We're just going through talking about
yeah.
all the things related to Eminem. And yes, Limp Bizkit is related to Eminem loosely.
Yeah. Fred Durst is Eminem's brother.
It's,
That's a lie. That's a lie. Or
still
is it?
sucks. Limp Bizkit still sucks. That's what it
That's
is.
it. Still sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so on Significant Other, which I think I owned at one point. I don't really know.
I have it on vinyl. So
Of course you do.
there's that.
Actually, I don't remember if I have this one.
Oh, it's called
I
Take a
think
Look Around. That's what it's called. The Mission Impossible thing is called Take a Look Around.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't remember if I own this one or not. I think it was this one. Anyway, but on Significant Other, if you look at the whatever it's called,
Track
the
list?
liner notes,
Oh, okay, liner notes.
they talk about a lot of things in Significant Other of songs that were not on Significant Other.
You mean like Turn Me Loose?
Was that it? I don't
I think
remember.
Turn Me Loose is mentioned on there. Turn Me Loose was supposed to be on Significant Other, and it featured Eminem, but it never made the. I think they cut it because they already had a rap song with Method Man, so they cut Turn Me Loose. But there are bootlegs of it out there. So
Yeah. So if you ever buy a Significant Other and look at the track, not the track listing, but the liner notes where they talk about all the things about each of the songs, just that
yeah,
little section, you'll see at least two. I think there are two or three. Oh. I was like, wait, Chris Martin wrote the music to In Together Now, but it's a different Chris Martin. Uh,
right.
DJ Premier.
Yeah, DJ Premier produced In Together Now.
DJ Premier, also known as the lead singer of Coldplay.
Coldplay.
It's another
Yeah.
persona. But oh, we have gone off the rail. The rails have long left our podcast.
Yeah. All right, let's bring it back around. Let's cut off the music discussion. Let's just wrap it up. Let's just say, I'm glad that Eminem is inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think it was his first year. I'm a little bit disappointed that Blink-182 has not been inducted yet. So maybe next year.
I don't know if they're as significant as Eminem, though. They obviously aren't. But I don't. Are they the type of band that can get in?
Yeah,
I
they
don't
qualify.
know.
They qualify.
Okay. I don't even know how you qualify to get into this thing,
Uh,
or who
I don't
votes you in. I don't even know how this works. The Rock and
I
Roll
don't
Hall
remember
of
what all the
Fame.
qualifications are, but they are eligible. So
I do know one thing. No one has sung rock and roll in like 60 years, so I don't know how anybody's getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of
the
Fame.
the the definition of rock and roll has expanded. It's almost basically like it's kind of like
Music?
punk. It's kind of like punk. Well, I guess popular music, but it's kind of like punk rock, right? So like punk rock is a lot of people think of it as a genre of music, but it's not. It's an attitude and a lifestyle. It's a not a lifestyle, a worldview that manifests itself in the form of this music, right? So
It's
it's
kind of
kind
like,
of I kind of look at the like as what rock and roll is too.
okay.
Rock and roll is like an attitude, like a um, or like an approach to the world that is, I would say, like uh, liberating, maybe a bit defiant, rebellious, all that kind of stuff. Those qualities, um, which everyone is inducted this year. I think kind of meets in their own way. Even Dolly Parton kind of meets that in her own way. She did her own thing, and
Oh, yeah.
she received a lot of criticism throughout the years for doing her own thing. And now she's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Eminem, Jay-Z, uh, Run DMC, they're all in. NWA. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you take a lot of like, you can almost find any person who has a large following of music, and not anyone. Some of them are very manufactured, and you can say like they have made significant pushback against the establishment
Yeah.
and push those boundaries. And we forget with some of them. Oh, just got a text message, as you may have heard. We forget with some of them that they did push. Like if you were born in 20, well, if you're born in like 2005, you wouldn't realize how much Eminem pushed.
Boundaries.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and the same for Dolly Parton. You wouldn't realize that she's a cultural icon now, but you wouldn't realize what she had to do to get to her status.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of artists that you wouldn't know. And yeah, there are a lot of artists that are famous that did not push those boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of them did.
Yeah.
And that helped. And because the boundaries, you see it now after the boundaries have been pushed.
For better or for worse.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You see the new boundaries.
Yeah. I mean, I think really the trick is the boundaries have been eventually broken down, because now genre in music is almost meaningless in some respects, because there's so much crossing and blending, and you can listen to an emo song and you can listen to a rap song and they have overlapping influences. You can listen to a country song.
It's 21 Pilots.
It is 21 Pilots. It's also XXXTentacion, however the fuck you say his name, is also Lil Peep. It's also MGK. Like, as much as I have less than favorable feelings about some of these artists, their popularity speaks for itself, I guess. Ian Dior, Travis Barker is a huge.
Travis Barker has assumed into a tier beyond genres.
Yeah, really he has, because he's doing pop songs. He's done songs with like Demi Lovato, Kesha, Um, who else? I'm trying to think of other
He's
like.
he's making the soup that will be music in 50 years.
I mean,
He's
really,
he's
yeah,
part of it. And that
yeah,
might, for better or worse, he's a part of that. Like,
yeah, yeah. And he brought. So I mean, he brought a lot of people with him to be fans. Like a lot of people who are like Blink fans to be fans of rap music. So like some Blink fans before they heard Travis Barker's album, they had never listened to Twista or Yellow Wolf or Exhibit or Cypress Hill. After Travis Barker's album, now they know who all these people are. And then he like 10 years later, he's bringing pop punk back to the mainstream. The people he's using to do it, I really don't have a lot of favorable opinions of, like MGK, but him producing for Goldfinger and for like Avril Lavigne, like that's what needs to happen for pop punk to stay relevant. So, um, and then Blink
go
One Eighty
pop
Two.
punk.
So yeah, I think Travis Barker is extremely underappreciated, and probably one of the top five best drummers of all time, I would say. So
Who
I'd
are
put him
your
number
top
one.
five drummers? You
Huh?
put Travis Barker at number one.
Yeah, I put Travis Barker number one. I don't know who I'd put at number two, three, four, or five though.
Hold
So
on. Okay, so man.
we got to talk about Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I'm just like, I cannot believe I'm thinking of all the great drummers in the history
Like who?
of drummer. Like who? Um, oh, who's the drummer? I can't remember his name, but he lost his arm and continued drumming.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what that was. That in Guns N' Roses? Is that what that
Not
was?
pre Guns N' Roses. Who is
No,
that? I can't remember. First of all, obviously, we have to give credit where credit is due to some classic drummers that predate him.
Dave Grohl.
Uh, huh?
Dave Grohl. You know what I'm
Dave
talking about?
Grohl is
Yeah.
Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins. We got to put them up there. Like
Okay.
Dave Grohl gave up the drums for Taylor Hawkins, and Dave
You're
Grohl
thinking
is a
of you're thinking of Def Leppard. That's what you're
thank
thinking of.
you. Uh,
Rick Allen. Yeah.
yeah. So, but the other two drummers, you got to give some credit to Ringo. I don't think he's in the top five,
We're gonna start. Yeah.
but you got to remember him. But the one I would put up there, Phil Collins.
Oh. Yeah.
Like,
Not my
oh my
genre of
goodness,
music, but yeah.
not your job, but yeah, he's a huge he's huge in it, and that's like in the air tonight. Come on,
Okay.
hey, come on.
That's a that silence, that bit of silence there was an audio representation of just doing air drums. So enjoy that. Um, yeah.
I'm air drumming. I'm badly air drumming because I'm not a drummer. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know if I'd put Travis Barker at number one.
I mean, opinions are people's opinions. So
Yeah, and yours are wrong, unfortunately. I don't
opinion
know.
can be wrong.
Your
If
opinion
I
is
were
wrong.
if I were stating my opinion as an objective fact, then it has
Yeah,
the possibility to be wrong.
I don't
But
know. But we want that's the a poll to the audience. Who is your favorite? Who do you think is the top five drummers of all time?
give me
Where
top
would you
five
put?
drummers. Give me top five rappers. Give me top five female vocalists. Leave them in the.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
we don't have comments
yeah, we don't.
on
Leave them on our
podcasts.
Eminem video.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Well, or tweet this
Tweet
and
tweet us. Jesus.
what? Yeah, tweet while you still can.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
okay, so it's November 6th as we're recording this, the day after bonfire night.
Well, which means, well, first of all, before we even get to Thanksgiving, I need to highlight
You
it's getting
gave it
close.
away.
I know. We talk about we're getting close to Veterans Day. So Veterans Day is in what, just a few days, right?
5 days, right?
So
4 days ish.
it's obligatory to take this time to remember that Veterans Day is for all veterans. Okay, Memorial Day is for veterans that have passed away at war. So, whenever you get off for Veterans Day and you go about your day. Just, think about people who are deployed, think about the nature of war, and think about, past, recent, and current conflicts and all the politics and the corruption and all uh, you know, the risk and rewards that we take with people's lives every single day, and just reflect on that, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you want to talk about this right now, but I had something I saw recently that really grind my gears, as Peter Griffin would say.
okay.
Okay, so as at the top of the show, y'all might have understood, I am a sports fan.
Are you?
Yeah,
Why?
because I like sports. Same reason I like games. It's just something fun to do that has no meaning in the world, that's not serious. Like, at the end of the day, what does it matter? It's just something entertaining that doesn't have any real significance.
Another form of escapism.
Yeah, like music.
Music isn't escapism. Music is the soundtrack to life.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
really is.
some
really
of it
is.
can be.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would consider Florida Georgia Line the soundtrack to life.
It's the soundtrack to somebody's life. They may be on meth, but I mean.
Anyway, so sports. So I like sports, and I was watching the World Series, and World Series has commercials and advertising and all that. And some of them were great. They were like VA commercials about people who are struggling and trying to get help. Like, you don't have to go at this alone. And that's great because it's really good. And it's really important to remember, like, sometimes vets kind of get thrown back into society and just like, screw you, we don't care anymore.
Sometimes? You mean like routinely?
Okay.
Like literally every single time. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. And they don't get the benefits. And you're like, oh, don't they get benefits for life? Oh.
No, we do not.
So that was great. That was like, here, we want to help you out. I don't know about the program it used, but it's great to say, like, hey, sometimes you need help. The other one, the problem I had, though, was this commercial. It's for the Army, I believe.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was Army. It was one of the armed services. Not sure which one, but I think Army. And it was a group of people in their uniforms, okay. Camouflage uniforms.
Sure.
I don't know what they're called. Obviously, I know a lot about the military, as you can tell, but I know of the military. But no, they're in there and they're around laughing and playing pool, and they're just playing, having fun. They're like, join the Army. It's and that was the whole ad, was just them sitting around playing and having fun, doing pool, just kicking back like they're at a bar, except they're not. And it was like, oh, this is disgusting.
It's not inaccurate. People play pool.
Yeah, but the idea is like, this is what you're going to do.
This is the entirety of your service.
Yeah, this is what you're going to do. And it's like,
it's like Forrest Gump playing ping pong after he gets injured in the war.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is fun. Be a vet. It's go in the military. It's amazing. It's the best. You'll learn how to do you'll learn how to be a pull shark, and nothing could possibly go wrong.
So the military is having a really hard time with recruitment right now. So anything they can do to make it look appealing, they're willing to do.
I wonder why. They're having a hard time.
I guess people don't want to join the military and go to bullshit wars for countries that. Anyway,
yeah. That's a topic for another time, which maybe we should do on Veterans Day.
We should, because we're doing music and video games a lot lately, and we need to touch back on more serious topics.
Yeah. So. When is Veterans Day exactly? I know it's the 11th, but when is the 11th?
Friday.
So yeah, so on Friday, if you see those ads, they're like, think of that. Yeah. Well, if they say like, think of that, don't just think of that. Like, think about a vet.
Or I don't know, maybe donate to your local VFW, or
if you could, maybe we should put some links down below of how you can really think of
like
vets.
Tangibly help people.
Yeah, tangibly. That's not a bad idea. Just to show, like, it's not just like this idea of like, thank you for your service, go America. We're going to vote for the people who are going to keep the wars going so you have jobs.
So I'll tell you right now, the best way you can support a veteran is to go to your local VFW or your local American Legion and support them locally, because all the work that gets done with veterans isn't done by the VA. I mean, it is to some extent, but really a lot of the sort of the real life day-to-day challenges that veterans face, especially as they get older, is handled and not really handled. Handled sounds like it's through the relationships that are built at the VFW or at the American Legion or at the DAV or at the AMVETS that people get real help, because they connect with other people and it's relationship building. So if you want to really support veterans, support those organizations locally, not the national organizations. National organizations are just like every other large nonprofit. It's really hard for that help to like trickle down to actual people. Yeah. So if you go to local posts and support the posts locally where you live, that's the best way you can help, at least as far as I'm concerned.
And we'll try. I don't know if you can. I'm saying will, and I know Adam's the one who puts this stuff up and puts all the notes. I don't know. Can you find a way to how to find the local chapters?
Oh, yeah.
Is there an easy way if you can put like a easy way to find your local chapter?
Yep. If you go to the websites for all those organizations and you click find a chapter, it helps you find a chapter. It's very convenient. And a lot of those organizations sponsor like Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts groups too, so they get back to their communities in other ways too. So
because I don't think, I mean, we're talking about Thanksgiving, maybe we should say that for a different time, because we're like an hour in and there'll be such a hard jump into another topic. I don't know if you want to do that or if...
Okay, I mean, we can do Thanksgiving another time. Yeah, okay, then we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think this is a good place. This is a good ending. It's like a very poignant ending. The opposite of Stephen Curtis Chapman's rap career. Just digs that him. I mean, I don't even know. Maybe I assume he's okay guy. I don't know.
I don't even know if he would even remember that. Honestly, yeah. He's been through a lot too. So
Yeah. I've never met him. I've never seen him live. I don't even think, even though I live in Nashville area, where you sometimes just run into musicians, like, or you just like, oh, that's so and so. That happens, but I don't think I've ever actually even seen him.
Well, he plays a lot in Franklin, just like Georgia Clay does. So,
who I am going to go see. I did buy tickets to go see them for their Christmas show.
Nice.
Because that's fun. It's the only time they play.
All right, well, that's it. We'll wrap up.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, and next time on the In-Pencil podcast, we will talk about week 10 of the NFL. I don't know if it's week 10.
We won't, just to be clear.
Yeah, we won't. Can the Philadelphia football Eagles do sports? That's me pretending not to know that they're undefeated.
You can say that you know this stuff. There's no shame in knowing
I know
sports stuff, but I just
football is not my strong point. Baseball is my strong point, and tennis. Tennis is my favorite. But I do love baseball. Baseball is probably my favorite, but I never played baseball as a kid, but I did play tennis.
Nice.
I say I still play tennis. I haven't played tennis in a few years. So I don't know.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just same. You get older and all the fun things you used to do in your teens and 20s that I would play tennis all the time, just don't have time for anymore. It's hard to do.
It's not that I don't have time. I don't know where to go with. That's my problem. Nobody to tennis with. Yeah.
If we could do virtual tennis, we do need to do some
game.
Yeah, we do need to do some gaming.
We do need to do some gaming.
Not for this, not for the podcast, but for the YouTube channel. We need to do some playing some games. We got to get back into Stanley Parable. Redo that game. We need to do like some racing game or something, some sports game. Or something. It Takes Two just came out for the Switch. Uh,
I don't know what that is.
it won Game of the Year of the Game Awards last year, and it's a 2-person co-op game. It'd be very appropriate for us because it's like a couple who's having some marital issues.
What?
So it would be perfect for us. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, we'll
We're
try
a
that.
couple who's having a marital issues of being podcast co-host. That's the marriage. In pencil is our marriage. We're I'm Jess in pencil. You're Adam in pencil.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's play it.
This,
Let's do it this week sometime. So look for it later this week. We're gonna be doing that shit
yeah,
later this week
we probably won't, but
or
look
next week,
for it.
sometime in the
Yeah.
next couple of years.
Yeah. Like, don't say look for it later this week as if we're going to do it. Look for it later this week if you're listening to this in 2024.
Yep. Perfect.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks.
I've been Adam.
I've been Jess.
Thanks for listening.
Bye bye.
Life is not written in ink. We change, we grow, we make mistakes, we learn, and eventually we fade away. Life is written in pencil. Thank you for listening to the In Pencil podcast.